Hello everyone, my name is Alina if you're new here, and let's jump in. We are going to start by grabbing my watercolor set and some of my favorite watercolor brushes. You're going to need a bowl of water and paper towels for this part too. To begin, you can pick any color you want your flowers to be, but for me, I'm picking a pretty shade of pink in my watercolor set. Now, this is definitely not the easiest way to do this, but I didn't have any pink food coloring, and I was enjoying the process so much that I didn't mind that it took so long. Usually, I wet the paper towel first, then put my watercolor on. Now that my first one is done, I can go lay my first towel out in the sun to dry as I paint the rest. My cat decided to join us too. Here I'm just grabbing a paintbrush and some food coloring. This is definitely the easier way to paint the towels, so if you don't have as much time on your hands or if you don't have any watercolors, I recommend just putting food coloring into some water and it does the job pretty well too. Even if he's cute, he's a big distraction and he has to go. It may not have been the best idea to lay them outside, but it still got the job done. As the rest of the other ones dry, my first two are ready to be folded. For this part, you are going to need some scissors, and then you're going to need some thread, either the color of your flower or white works too. And then of course you're going to need a needle for your thread, and on to the next part. So here I am beginning to cut my little folded paper. There's really like no way to do this right. You just cut little slits in each sides of them. I grabbed the other towels that were dry and got to work on folding and cutting them all, which took, let's say, a long time. After you finish cutting them, they should look like this. Now, usually this is like the hardest part, but when you unravel them, there's like, you have to like cut them apart, if that makes sense. You should understand it as soon as you see it, and watching my hands the best you can. So like here, when I'm unraveling it here, you're going to cut it straight down the middle in that section. So then you'll have 2 pieces with actually 4 on each side. So now with this strand in my hand, I'm going to like open it up. So now there's 2 layers on each side, and then you again like cut straight down the middle. So essentially you're doing the same exact thing that you just did. Now, after I cut it all, there is going to be 2 layers on each like side, and then you can just pull them right apart, and those will be what you're left with. So in total, 1 paper towel gives you 8 strands of paper. Now here for these ones, because of the way I folded them, you don't actually have to cut them, and it's just actually 4 layers. So this side is actually like really nice and easy. So here I'm going to grab your string, and you want to measure about 15 inches, and this will hold 2 paper towels worth, so 16 pieces in total. I was really trying for you guys to see the knot I was making, but as you guys can see, you can't really see it, and it turns out that I couldn't get a knot for like a whole 15 minutes, and I was really struggling, let's just say. After I finally got my knot, I threaded my needle in. Now, I like to call this the fun part, but it's where you're just combining the little layers and you're just like making a little pattern. I don't know what you want to call it, folding it over and over and over again. And then you stick a needle through it, and then that's like your flower base, and it's like really exciting because this is the part where it all comes together. As you guys can see, this can take a little while, but it's worth it because here's my first little flower, and this is 1 paper towel's worth. So for perspective, now this is 2. After you're done with your desired length of the flower, I take like these little putties. This one's like a Gorilla Glue putty type thing. I don't even know. And I just like grab a little bit and then make it into a ball and then stick my string through it and like wrap it around, and then I kind of just place it on the wall, like ceiling or whatever you want. Here I'm just finishing all the other little folded piece of papers that I still had to go. It was a lot of cutting, and let's just say it took a long time, but they actually were so fun and it was so cute at the end, and I just like loved seeing it all on my ceiling, and it was just adorable. After all the papers were combined, I ended up with this as my result, and this was by far my longest one, but it was actually so cool just to see and put into perspective. This is what it all looked like at the very end. I really hope this all helps, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.